he has a chapter in it about corporal punishment for small children. He says 2-year-olds actually, right? And so I think sometimes Jordan Peterson is just being a bit contrarian. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, right? He just wants to say something a bit unique, a bit different. So he wants to say, he says that he talks about flicking a small child in the back of their hand with your index finger, which kind of stings when you do it, right? Like, now, I'm an expert on corporal punishment because when I was a kid, I was in trouble every day. Like, and we had this thing in Scotland called a toss, which was a leather strap that the teachers kept in their desk. And I got the strap, as we called it, across the palms of my hands, like once a week or something, constant. But then this highlights problems with it, right? So I find it strange that Jordan Peterson references B.F. Skinner, because I read Skinner like when I was like 17, and it was a revelation to me, because Skinner, who's like one of the pioneers of operant conditioning and an expert on reward and punishment, generally thought that punishment, like corporal punishment, wasn't very effective as a way of shaping behaviour. And it's strangely, Peterson seems to think that Skinner supports what he's saying, but I would have thought Skinner said the complete opposite. And I agreed with Skinner. Skinner said, there are many problems with using punishment as a form of shaping behaviour. It's complicated. There are pros and cons to doing it. It's not like you can just punish a kid and it's always going to extinguish their behaviour. Number one, and I was like, I'm an expert on this because I've had so much punishment as a kid. He said, like, number one, beyond a certain point, it becomes ineffective. Right. And I was like, yeah, like, it doesn't hurt anymore. Like, so kids that had never had the strap were terrified of it. I had it so often it didn't bother me anymore. And actually it gave me a buzz because it made me feel like a tough guy. I just like, teacher gave me a strap, but so it made you kind of it had the opposite of the desired effect. Right. And then the other thing would be if you do something, commit a crime and you evade punishment, you get what's called negative reinforcement. So you get a buzz from avoiding punishment. Right. I think the famous example of that is that you have a dog that jumps up on your couch. And so you whack it with a newspaper, like rolled up newspaper, is the old example that people would give to teach your dog it's not to jump up the couch. And it kind of works because the dog's like, oh, I don't want to get whacked with the newspaper and I jump on the couch. But every day when you go out to work, your dog's like, he's not around anymore. And now it's like, I'm definitely going to get on the couch. Like, because not only do I quite like getting on the couch, also getting a buzz out of the fact that I'm able to do it without getting whacked because I've beat the system, right? Like, he's not around, like, at the moment. So, it's a thrill. And criminals, often, after a certain point, get a buzz out of committing crimes and dodging the police, right? Like, there's a certain satisfaction that comes that we call negative reinforcement. It's a technical term for it. This kind of says that these are all. The other thing is, if you have to increase the level of punishment for it to continue to be effective, but beyond a certain level, you break individuals and they just become completely demoralized and kind of depressed. So either the kids get used to the punishment in some cases, or you have to punish them so severely you just destroy them and traumatize them. Like, basically, it's much better to shape behavior through strategic use of positive reinforcement and good role modeling and stuff like that, basically. So I'm not saying this stuff just for the sake of disagreeing with Jordan Peterson, but it's a good example of how, okay, sure, like giving kids the strap or flicking them in the back of the hand maybe works sometimes, but there's pros and cons to doing it. And in some situations, it might actually achieve the complete opposite. I got punished like crazy when I was a kid. The main thing it did to me was just make me incredibly rebellious, right? And actually, one of the things it did to me was make me really angry, like as a teenager. Like, I was always kind of plotting how I was going to get my own back against school teachers and stuff like that. And one of the ironies about that, again, as a kind of reversal of fortune, is because I was so consumed with anger as a teen, quite early on in life, I kind of began to question it, right? And I thought, I can't go on like this. I'm just consumed with rage, about, the people, give me the strap and things like that and other things. So I thought, I have to do something about my anger. Like, and so by the time I was in I think my mid-20s or something like that, I got to the point where I didn't really have that much anger anymore. Because ironically, I had so much anger, I was forced into a position where I had to do something about it
Mm.
and change it. And that was partly why I became interested in Stoicism. It was through doing Buddhist meditation and reading loads of self-help books and reading Seneca's on anger and getting into Stoics that helped me to kind of cure myself of this anger that I'd inherited from, I think, like, as a response to like excessive corporal punishment. Because that happened in the schools, it also happened at home. And that happened to all my friends as well. Like, when I was a kid, my mother had a drawer and it was full of leather straps. Like, and so sometimes all she had to do was she would go and just put her hand on the handle of the drawer and look at me, like, and that was my signal. She was like, if you don't watch out, if you don't behave, then I'm gonna open the drawer, get the strap out, give you the strap. So I got strapped at school, I got strapped at home. But again, the thing was, after a while, it was more the kind of indignity of it or something. Like, it didn't actually hurt that much, right? So this is another example of something it seems like, and in the 12 Rules, Jordan Peterson presents corporal punishment as an effective way of shaping the behaviour of small children. But in some situations, not only will it fail to work, it will potentially have the complete opposite of the desired result.